Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another movie reaction. This week I am reacting to Terrifier 2. This is the one that was getting all the press and made me think I need to check this shit out, which is the whole reason I watched Terrifier a few weeks ago. Now to me, Terrifier 1 was a run-of-the-mill slasher movie, but I do have to hold my hands up. After I watched it, I checked out the budget. The budget was like 35 grand. They stretched that a long way and it was quite impressive what they got done for that money. For me, it didn't really reinvent the wheel in the slasher genre, but I appreciate small filmmakers on small budgets getting their shit made. That being said, Terrifier 2 has had quite a bit of hype. Apparently there is a scene in this which people could not sit through because it was too terrifying. I can guarantee you one fucking thing, I'm sitting through it. I can't just leave my reaction chair because something's too terrifying. If I am in fact terrified by this scene, I will be right here and you will get to watch me be terrified. I am skeptical as to whether or not that will happen. Horrors don't scare me in general. Blood and gore isn't off-putting to me because I just see the special effects in it. I don't think straight away disfigured human body. I think, oh, that's an interesting fact. That's cool that they've achieved that practically. And the one thing I do know about this movie is that its budget was 250 grand. So they clearly got a good fan base from the first Terrifier, enough for this one to get more money put behind it, and that's dope to see. Hopefully this guy's next film is like a $2 million film, and onward and upward. So let's see how far this 250k stretches, considering how far he made the initial 35 grand stretch. You would assume it's going to look slightly bigger budget. It's definitely paid for the runtime because the first film was a neat hour and a half and this one is 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we get an extra 50 minutes of bloodshed, that's for sure. And the other thing I'll say is, I hope Art the Clown does not whip out a Glock this time. I was incredibly critical of him in the first reaction because he pulled out a pistol at one point. That breaks all the rules for supernatural serial killers. You're not allowed to do that. No guns this time, okay? But without further ado, I'm going into this with an open mind. I'm looking to enjoy myself. Even if this film is not a good film, I will enjoy myself by breaking its balls, but here's hoping it is at least enjoyable. This is Terrifier 2. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. They've got way more logos this time. Couple other companies were like, we want some of that Art the Clown money.
Where did you even get that? What are you doing?
Wonder how far this takes place after Terrifier 1. We obviously saw him jump out of a gurney with his head already blown off at the end of the first one. Is this straight after, or has some time passed? There's the guy. You can tell him by his mini top hat a mile away. Oh, this is the end of the first one, basically. He seems surprised himself he's still living after shooting his own head off.
Sir, can you speak? If you can't speak, press any button on your phone.
What a waste of a phone call. Oh wow, that was a brutal jaw-hammering effect. Straight in with the ridiculous levels of gore. He's actually put the guy's own eyeball in his head. Is he going to keep that? That's quite a good look. Oh no, he's done with the eye. Just for funsies. He's not the least suspicious looking guy. Even clowns need to keep clean. He's literally washing his clown suit. I respect the guy, he cares. I did not expect him to give a shit about things like this. You gotta respect someone who appreciates hygiene. What the fuck? What the fuck? So there's more than one person like him. Who the fuck is this woman? Instantly best friends. Okay, that makes way more sense. He's imagining her. That's actually a shame. I thought he'd met his perfect soulmate there. Looking good. Fresh and ready for a night on the town. You didn't have to kill that guy, he was minding his own business. That's just harsh, Art. And I understand most people you gotta kill, you know, but that guy was literally just chilling, washing his underpants. Now his underpants will never be on him again. His underpants are in that washing machine with an untied up plotline. This must be our new heroine, but if it's anything like the last film, she'll die like 45 minutes into this, so I'm not getting too attached to her. Nice. That's some cool cosplay gauntlets though. These molds and shit must be very much like how the director rolls. I am aware that the director does a lot of the practical, if not all of the practical effects himself, which is very impressive because the gore in this is probably the best thing about it. It's very gratuitous and realistic. So he must have seen his fair share of molds in his day. Badass Gladius as well.
Wait 5 minutes and go get your brother, please.
Nothing like a bit of family violence.
He wants to dress up as a real guy who murdered 9 people last year. Do you have any idea how insensitive that is?
Oh, he's going as Art the Clown. Nice.
How would you feel if, God forbid, he attacked someone in our family and people celebrated him?
Oh, don't you worry, he fucking will.
I think you're both overreacting.
Do you?
Charles Manson technically never killed anyone.
I don't know why so many people loved Charles Manson. I watched his interviews. How did he get anybody to follow him? If I was around in that era, on that commune, I would have picked him up by his ankles and kicked him in the head while I was hanging upside down. I'd have ran that fucking commune, yeah?
Mom, do you ever wonder about Jonathan?
Yeah, to be honest, I would worry about my kid if they were obsessed with a clown serial killer. Did he have the newspaper clippings hidden in his art book? Because before the Halloween Horror Story was an amazing Cyclops. That is an incredibly accurate police sketch.
Minnows.
Whatever they're called. And he found you cutting the heads off.
You cut the head off minnows? We're supposed to be rooting for this woman, you minnow decapitating bitch.
Thought you weren't gonna wear this tomorrow.
I won't paint my face then.
Jonathan.
Come on.
She better be careful. There's a high chance this boy Michael Myers his entire family.
What, did you grow another foot since dinner?
Tallest kid in my class.
Yeah, and like 50% of it's your neck.
Perfect costume too.
No, I could not walk out in the streets with that thing.
Oh, what? You're not rocking the Gladius? That's what the bit I was looking forward to the most. You gotta bring the Gladius. It's your only chance of survival.
What if he decides to come back here?
Is that why you want to dress up like him? You think if he sees you wearing his costume, he'll be all cordial with you?
That would be a smart move if he was wearing the costume to strike up some kind of friendship with him so he didn't get killed.
Drop on by the Clown Cafe, your favorite meals on wheels.
Why is there an Art the Clown on the side of that wagon? Is she dreaming this? Or do these fucking weirdos worship this guy?
We haven't done it right unless it makes your teeth decay.
Oh, she must be dreaming. I do like her anti-gravity pigtails.
Glass, insects, and razor blades. There's no telling what you may find.
The key to a healthy diet.
Please welcome Art the Clown.
Big fan of your work. It's nice to see the tricycle reappear in the sequel. Holy shit, she is one hell of a popcorn fan. Just take it. He better not have given her something shit. Everyone else got something nice. Well, if there's nothing else to eat. What? No! Not again! This guy is a fucking cheat. I can't believe he did it again. I joked about him busting out a Tommy gun in the first one. Fucking Al Capone over here. I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm not saying it's not effective. It's just, if you're a supernatural serial killer, you stick to melee. Maybe the occasional nail gun. You can't just Tommy gun everyone. Fucking Chicago typewriter and everyone. What are you doing? So unnecessary. She was even singing the song about you and you blowtorched her, yeah? Okay, I'll give him a one-time pass on the Tommy gun because technically she dreamt it, so he didn't use it for real. It's the only way I can cope with it in my head. Oh, it was the candles, okay. I was going to say that was a bit Nightmare on Elm Street-ish how the dream went into reality there, but it makes sense if it was her candles. Also, hopefully that inspires her to actually bring the Gladius, because that saved her in her dream. Although, I swear we specifically saw a scene of her blowing out all the candles, so it was a bit Nightmare on Elm Street-ish. It's like she pulled the blowtorch from her sleep. And that's her costume fucked for the party thing tomorrow. Unless she wants to go as a barbecued angel. Didn't even lose its shine. Ready for some clown stabbing. I'll be so disappointed if she doesn't bring this shit out with her.
It's fine. It's not a mark on it. That's good.
That is quite strange though, because metal doesn't react to heat like that. It should be all black and fucked up from the fire damage. It's like it's got mystical properties. So he's just going to imagine this chick the whole film. It's cool, I like him as a little double act.
You're live with the sole survivor of the Miles County Massacre, which occurred exactly 1 year ago today.
Oh, I was wondering if Horrific Face Lady was going to be back for this one. She was a cool character.
Would you like to share that with us? I wish I was dead.
That's such a cool, fucked up face design. Well, not cool, but it's unique.
His body disappeared from the county coroner's office the morning after the attack.
He's dead. I saw it happen.
I would actually like to see her team up with Art the Clown, because she is a killer now as well. She murdered that reporter after the interview. So she's Team Clown now, as far as I'm concerned. So is he having visions now, or can he actually see Art the Clown? Or is Art the Clown literally just sitting on the floor of the high school hallway? I'm having trouble figuring out what is real and what isn't just now, because if he was sitting on the floor there,
My God.
which he doesn't appear to be, then that kid is now imagining Art the Clown, and Art the Clown's new imaginary friend. So he's not only imagining Art, but also the imaginary friend that only Art can see, which makes no fucking sense on a non-supernatural level. I don't know if that's a plot hole, or if this film is getting more supernatural than the first one.
Like flames touching the ceiling, entire house can burn down. Bad.
Jesus, is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Unless you're a pyromaniac, then it was not good enough.
Get to your room.
Mom,
Go to your room.
Fuck Art the Clown, this mum is the scariest character in this movie.
Can't believe I'm reduced to a pair of cheap store-bought wings.
I was gonna say they're nowhere near as cool as the ones she was making.
I'll catch you up front.
Okay.
Hey, Mom.
That is a badass costume / Halloween store. There needs to be more of these things. You never see them anymore, really.
Nice. Nothing, I just...
I wish they hadn't have done this is he there or isn't he there shit, because now I'm not convinced he's walking through this Halloween store. He probably is. That was ballsy of her to even slide past him like that.
Find everything okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need to scan those.
Much respect to her for still paying for her shit. A lesser person would have just ran right out of this shop, and you couldn't hate on them for it.
I think I left my bag downstairs.
Who said psychopathic murderers can't be helpful? You can't tell me that is not meant to be hilarious. Oh, he's a wacky dude.
Sir.
I appreciate they've still got the comedic element from the first one, like when he was honking his horn through the door at the woman.
I don't
No, it's fine. I got him right back here.
Take her body language and signalling, and please don't leave her alone with the creepy fucking clown man. Is this scary to some people?
Stop, please!
Hey, buddy. Wouldn't quit causing trouble?
Don't talk shit to him while he's trying to woo a lady. That'll get you a quick death in these movies. That is a terrifying display. Yeah, this guy's dead.
$8.99.
Does he have money?
Are you serious right now?
Don't think the guy accepts torture devices. Oh, he does have the money. I was not expecting this.
Get the hell out of here before I fuck you up.
Oh dear. That is a brutal effect. But at least he's back to using melee weapons and not a fucking Tommy gun. Why does he never come up against a boxer? Why not just someone just fire 30 punches rapid to his face? I'd like to see how he dealt with a bit of adversity. Well, that is the end of this guy's night, and it's a shame because in that shop he was considered head and shoulders above the rest. His boss always said he had a good mind for it, and I liked his haircut. He clearly is the type of guy that went to the barbers and would say, you know, just a little off the top. Okay, I'm done.
I'm just gonna stay here the whole time. Come on.
To be fair, he fit right in with that already morbid diorama there.
Is that Daddy's sketchbook? Look here. How long have you had this?
Oh, so it wasn't his sketches. Here was me thinking the kid was a talented artist. Now he's just a weirdo.
What if you're connected too?
What?
Maybe she is destined to be the saviour and decapitate Art the Clown. I never believe the killer will die in these type of movies though. There's probably going to be a Terrifier 10, do you know what I'm saying?
Did he show you this?
She doesn't care. She's just pissed because I might get suspended.
But what they were talking about does thicken the plot. Did her dad in some way know about this clown? Is he in fact Art the Clown? There's something else going on in this film. In the first film it was simply a clown hunting people and killing them. This adds a new layer to it and a mystery that has piqued my interest.
We both know what happened to Daddy. Okay, none of this was his fault.
I'm now 100% convinced that their father was either killed by Art the Clown and saw him himself, or is in fact Art the Clown, which would be quite the twist.
Fine. Just don't act surprised when a bunch of people get killed tonight.
This kid is the smartest person in this movie. Holy shit, take the coat hanger out of your jumper next time before you put it on.
Aw, I love your makeup.
She did it all herself.
Wow, great job.
I wish Halloween was like the Halloween we see in movies. Hardly anybody celebrates the occasion anymore. If you're a kid nowadays trick-or-treating, you'll be lucky to find like 3 or 4 houses that have candy for you. One of my favourite films is Trick or Treat. It's an anthology horror set on Halloween, and the whole film is just like the ultimate Halloween you imagine.
Aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
Oh dear.
You're really weird, you know that? Yeah.
Well, at least he knows.
No, I'm sorry. Really, no candy for grown-ups. Come on.
Just one. Give him one. Well, you just sealed your death warrant, bitch. I'm with her on this one. You deserve to die.
So, if I give you candy, you'll leave? Fine.
See, he respects the rules of Halloween. It is quite ominous, his bag of weapons. But look, he's honouring his word and leaving. That's all he wanted. Even psycho clowns deserve candy on Halloween.
Victoria Hayes. Hayes is the sole survivor of the Miles County Massacre of 2017.
I really want to see Victoria Hayes show up in this film with her fucked up face. I've got to say, by the way, there was a thing on Twitter this year where this girl on TikTok pointed out that it was ableist because so many horror films use killers with deficiencies or deformities, and said it was being ableist. It's a lot deeper than that. Human instinct, our instinctive selection process, instantly sizes up someone for their health to see if they're a viable partner. This is human instinct. Children cry at people with deformities. Now, as adults, we can look past that and treat everybody equal regardless of how they appear. It's all about who you are. Obviously, I know this. I'm not being ableist. But that being said, there's a reason why this is used in horror. It's because it plays on instinctive, primitive human fears which are there, and no amount of modern woke culture will disguise the fact that it's not an actual phenomenon that exists. Hence Freddy Krueger. Hence the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hence the Phantom of the Opera. These writers were not ableist. They were playing on human fears. And that is what horror is all about. You know you're going out when the synth wave kicks in. Now get in your cool outfit and bring the Gladius. That is a badass outfit. Side note, so far you can tell that the cinematography has increased from the first film. You can tell there's been a budget increase in general, but the cinematography specifically, which is something I notice when I'm watching movies, is far superior in this movie to the original. I don't know if that's a budget thing because it is easy to get gimbals and shit nowadays to create tracking and panning shots, etc. But it's definitely a level up in all regards so far, including plot. I'm finding the mystery of this plot far more intriguing than just, an A to Z guy killing people. Scream would have been far less interesting if there wasn't the mystery of who the killer is, for example. An extra layer to these things always adds something. No. She gave you the candy. You can't kill her. He's probably going to kill her with a Tommy gun as well. Oh, he does a good job of pissing me off, this clown. Doesn't strike me as a water drinking guy. Expect him to just piss in a cup and down it. This is so unfair. She literally gave you candy. What a cunt. What a great effect and what a cunt. Oh, is he scalping her? Grim. Man, I'll tell you what, there is nothing like practical effects. If this was CGI, it would be far less impactful. This is so brutal. Fucking hell. She just did not deserve this. This is unjust. Not that anybody deserves to be murdered, but her especially. She literally gave you candy, and this is how you repay her. I mean, you didn't need to rip her hand in half. Scalping, sure. I do not know how the hell she's still alive, but I hope she survives. Bleach. Damn, this guy is a brutal piece of shit. These kills are borderlining on ridiculous due to their over-the-top nature. Really, Bleach. I'm never giving you a chocolate bar.
You look like you're going to a strip club.
Mom, this is how people dress on Halloween these days.
A cool strip club in Valhalla.
When did Halloween become synonymous with sex?
Years ago. I love Halloween just because of all the costumes the women are walking about in. It's a thing of beauty.
Have you been handing out candy? That bowl is still filled to the brim.
Oh, she's got a brutal discovery awaiting her. Oh my god. That's probably the worst kill in the entire series, and she was the only one that gave you something. And she's still alive, oh my god. Wow, that is just horrific.
Maybe if I just text her mom, she'll get back to me.
No, off your phone. Phone down.
Okay.
Probably best not to text her mum just now, she's going through some shit.
Ooh. Yeah, nice shirt.
I like his shot.
I cannot drink anymore tonight. My mom will get so pissed if I get fucked up.
No, she won't. Your mom's gonna be asleep in 2 hours.
I do like the idea of it being a costume party on Halloween and shit. I just see it as like a kind of strange setting for Art the Clown to be able to apply his murder spree without just an entire dance floor of people kicking the shit out of him.
Trick or treat! Oh, kids, look how cool! Oh my god.
Gotta love the innocence of kids. As long as they're getting their candy, they don't care what it's in.
Let's go. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Also, I take it that's the mum's decapitated head. That's so harsh. But as long as he's enjoying himself. She didn't bring the gladius. That is her weapon to save herself. He better bring that sword to her.
This bullshit is nothing but a fucking reminder.
Yeah, I'm fully convinced their dad is Art the Clown now.
You're such a bitch.
Don't you ever say that to me again.
She's quite the hitter, this mum. The real death match is this mother versus Art the Clown. 50-50 on who would win that. Maybe we're getting this death match sooner than I expected. Well, that's fucking harsh.
Oh my.
Is that just the neighbours though? Because she did mention the neighbours did this shit. You know you're drunk when you're chatting up a skeleton.
I wanna like live in it, you know?
You want to live in a skeleton. Technically you already are.
I put Molly in your drink. What? I did. I put a half a tablet in your drink.
That's why she's so loved up. Now the skeleton thing makes more sense.
That is why you feel like you're on Molly. Because you are. Right now.
You literally spiked her drink. That is not cool. Spiking drinks is never cool, even if it's your friends. I would be so furious at my friend if they spiked my drink.
Covered the entire fucking car with shaving cream. What? Yeah, the whole fucking thing.
This mum is on a warpath.
Just like you didn't vandalize the school this morning. Look at this.
Yeah, I definitely don't think this was the son. It's either the neighbours or the clown.
It's Halloween.
Are you drunk?
No.
Busted.
I love you.
Yeah, Sienna, I am warning you.
She doesn't give a fuck, she's on Molly.
I love you too.
Maybe the mum's on Molly as well.
Never, ever call your mother when you're rolling on Molly, okay?
Probably good advice. I've never taken it myself, but I imagine it makes it obvious. One time I got a call from my sister and she was at a festival and I never get calls from my sister and she phoned me and said, I just want to let you know I love you, and to this day I think ecstasy. Had to be ecstasy. But thanks sis, I appreciated it.
Things are gonna change.
Oh my god, a shotgun! Look, I've had it up to here with this clown and guns. You can't use guns in a slasher film. This guy's got the same arsenal as Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. Also, I used all my head puns for the guy in the Halloween store. I'm out of them now. I need to increase my arsenal. It's nothing to lose my head over, but you know. So now they can all see the imaginary person Art was imagining. I'm confused about that part of this. Is she real or is she not? What should we call her? Ghost Clown Lady. Is Ghost Clown Lady real or not? Well, this isn't the sort of thing you want to come home to discover. You've got a new mum now. He's called Art the Clown. Probably making man. She didn't even swallow, unappreciative bitch. Use the Gladius. Use the Gladius. No! Did he actually just sedate him? That's fucked up. I don't want to see the kid die. And now Art's got the Gladius. You can't take her mythical saviour weapon, and it's not his style.
You're not fine. You are so completely far from fine right now. You just totally freaked out.
Says the one that gave her Molly.
What if it happens again?
Want to take her to the emergency room?
I just want to go home. Just take me home.
You do not want to go home.
What's wrong? Where are you?
I'm at the old carnival. Eric and Sean left me here. I'm all alone.
Oh, that's creepy. That is creepy.
Dude!
It's only a few miles from here.
This is so stupid.
Finally, the friend is actually talking sense.
I'm gonna go look for him.
What? Sienna, get back in the car.
It's a good location for the final showdown though. Much better than a warehouse party.
He drank a whole bottle of Jack and he got in his car and he drove straight into one of those transformer things. And the car caught fire and he got trapped in the wreck and he burned to death.
Maybe her dad isn't Art the Clown then. Maybe he just saw the clown as well. I've still got some money on the theory that it is their dad though. What the fuck? So unnecessary. Oh, these guys are dead. You can't have sex in a horror film and not die.
Trust me.
Drugs and sex. You are so dead. That is a high level prop for a haunted house.
Where are you going?
I have to go pee-pee. You want to hold it?
Ew, leave.
Well, you did a minute ago. He is about to die. Oh, brutal. Okay, I take it back. The girl getting skinned, beheaded, arm cut off, hand snapped in half is not as bad as that kill. I'd rather get scalped than stabbed 20 times in the dick. Ah! Nice, good kick. She is the first person in this whole movie that has put in a bit of offense towards him. Also, I much prefer the performance of the actor playing Art the Clown in this film. I think in Terrifier, it was a bit over the top, and in this one, he's only been over the top in the moments that it's called for it, but generally a more subdued and thus scary performance. Don't step on her fake hair. Murdering people's one thing, but stepping on an extension, you piece of shit.
No, stay back! Don't! Don't come near me! Please don't! No, no!
Ah, brutal. Acid's definitely worse than any weapon. Ah, fucking hell. The effects are so good. Don't cave her chest in. Have a heart. Oh, he did. He takes such joy in other people's misery, but it's nice to see him happy. That must have put one hell of a strain on that actor's face, by the way, to constantly hold that full teeth smile. Damn, she's getting fucked up. Where is the Gladius? The Gladius is the key to victory. I'm still convinced she's gonna get her hands on that fucking sword before the end of this and put it right in his heart. Heart the Clown, yeah? Yeah, again, if you watch Terrifier and then Terrifier 2, the acting performance by the actual guy playing the clown has improved drastically. I do believe it's the same actor, but he's just honed in the performance slightly, and it's making it far better for it. Obviously, he has his over-the-top, ridiculous bits, but they're fleeting in comparison to the first one, where every single one of his mannerisms and movements seemed over the top to the point where he was trying to be scary, which made it less scary. You can't be dressed as Xena warrior princess with wings and not fight back harder than that. Get up. We can do this. Art the Clown won at the end of Terrifier. There was nobody that got away scot-free. I'd love if this ended slightly different and the girl and the brother actually beat him. Otherwise it's just more of the same. Fucking leave him alone! He was gonna dress up as you as well. Don't meet your heroes. Oh shit, good shot. Now be careful, because in the first Terrifier, this was the point where he just whipped out the Glock. And he's not above it. In fact, he's above and beyond it. Who knew a Glock was the least of the firearms he wielded?
They need you in this place for a reason.
Why are you saying that?
It's what Daddy saw. I think you're the only one who can stop him.
See, this is what I thought. That dream was kind of prophetic. I believe the Gladius can kill this guy. Or at least save them. There is no ghost house at any carnival with props of this level. This director got his 250 grand budget and was like, I'm going to make the best haunted house the world has ever seen. I had this weapon in the first movie as well. It's a brutal weapon. This isn't what you want to be experiencing once you've had Molly and Xanax as well. I wonder if Molly is heightening or numbing this experience. Yes, she didn't spend 6 months working on them gauntlets to not block a scissor whip. How does it feel, fuckface? That was brutal looking. He can't be dead, but that certainly nullified him for the time being. That was a terrible attempt to help Jonathan. Fuck's sake, pick up a weapon. As if he had the sawn-off shotgun in his ankle. Art the Clown is literally a mafia hitman. She's not dying, she's just high.
Sweetie, it's okay. You're safe.
It's not okay. You're not safe, and your actual mum is at home with her head blown off. I don't want to spoil your Molly high, but you know, time to face reality.
Sienna! Get away from her! That's not Mommy!
It's Ghost Clown Lady. I should have known. Face palmed into a dungeon, you know. Is she seeing things again? This can't be real. No! I was expecting her to use the Gladius, not him. Where the fuck did she just fall? I so hope she survived that Gladius shanking. She has now been united with the sword. This is where she re-arises and kills him with it, surely. Was that just down there in the ground, or is she now imagining this? You'll be fine. David Blaine was in one of those for like 17 minutes. That's such a realistic looking wound. Come on, we haven't had these many close-up shots on this Gladius for it not to be used, goddammit. Holy shit, I didn't expect it to be magical. Nice, let's go. You're fucking dead now, Art. Cut his head right off. He loves that. I need to think of another head pun quickly. Otherwise, heads will roll. She certainly let the gladius do the talking there. She is not a figurehead.
You got him. It's over now.
Yeah, she fucking got him alright, Jonathan. She cut his fucking head off. Well, as long as she's happy. Is that it? Did she just want the head? Well, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch or nothing, but it's nice to see we get a happy ending this time. Oh, Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's a classic.
That's disgusting. Creative, but disgusting.
I wouldn't say that before you try it.
Was that Chris Jericho? What the fuck are you doing in this? What the fuck is this? Oh! It's the survivor from the first film. She just gave birth to like a Art the Clown baby, maybe. Whatever the fuck happened, it was horrific. Can confirm, was fucked up.
Oh god!
So she just gave birth to his living head. It's a boy! Okay, and that was Terrifier 2, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Terrifier 2, what did I think of that? First of all, I'd like to give credit to the director and all the makers of this movie. In almost every aspect of this film, in comparison to the original, it was vastly improved. From the script, to the cinematography, to the acting, every single part of it was a leap above the original, which is great to see. And it just goes to show, the more money this director gets, the more you will get out of him. It's hard to make a great film on $35,000. It's a lot easier with $250,000, and that is still a significant amount less than what your typical film gets made for. So the fact that he can get a 2 hour and 20-minute movie from that budget just goes to show that there's so much potential with this guy. If he's given a 5, 10, 20 million budget, imagine what he can accomplish, especially when he does all the special effects himself. Now, the first thing that comes to mind after having watched the whole thing was, I guess the scene that people thought was so fucked up they couldn't sit through it would be the kill of the girl in the house when she gets her arm cut off and her hand pulled in half and scalped and fucking brutally disfigured in every way, and then her mum walks in to find her still alive. I can see why some people would find that hard to sit through. Me with a scene like that, it's not that I'm a sick person, it's that my first thought is that it's great effects, not that it's real blood, a real person being scalped. I guess that makes me somewhat removed from being immersed into the story, but I still appreciate it for what it is. I just don't see it as blood and guts, I see it as effects and makeup. So for me, a scene like that doesn't give me such a strong reaction of repulsion, more of impressiveness. And also, I was just more shocked in a comical way that they took it that far. I do always think you're skating a fine line with horror. I mean, it's hard to find the medium in horror. There's obviously different types of horror. Some of the best horrors are ones that show zero gore, because that leaves what is happening up to your own imagination, which is always worse than whatever you see. Perhaps that scene is the exception to that rule, because I don't think you could imagine much worse than what we saw on screen happening to that girl. That being said, I like all types of horror, as long as they're a good movie. I like really gory, gratuitous ones, and I like ones that have minimal violence and are all about suspense rather than the payoff of seeing what's happening too. There's a place for both. Now, this script was more layered than the original as well. The original was a very by-the-books slasher movie, I would say, and this had a lot more moving parts to it. And the fact she had that dream at the start, which was almost a premonition of sorts, that the Gladius would in some way aid her. We still didn't fully get an explanation onto how her father played into it all, and why the Gladius was magical or any of that shit, but that's fine, because like I said, there's probably going to be about 20 Terrifier movies, so they have a long time to flesh out the backstory and explain exactly what was going on there. I also loved the additional character of the girl that followed Art about, Ghost Clown Lady as I refer to her as. She was very creepy in her own right, and it sort of worked them being a little double act. And also, you cannot go wrong with a ghost house as the place of the final showdown. I love carnivals, I've always loved haunted houses. Like I said, I've very rarely seen a good one in real life, but the one shown in this film is one I would like to imagine as, you know, the perfect ghost house to go and visit. So it's just cool for me to see props like that on screen. I actually went through a phase of watching people on YouTube going through some of the biggest ghost rides in the world at the best theme parks, because I've never been to one myself. I've always wanted to go to a good ghost house, but I've never had the opportunity to, and it's something I would love to do, and this film just reminds me of those videos with the level of props and stuff that they were using in that final showdown scene. This film also took a lot longer to flesh out the characters in the beginning, which I preferred. It was like a slow start, but they were still implementing art here and there to not make it just completely character building. But I guess you could class everything up to the point of her going to the party as like the calm before the storm, even though he did show up at the Halloween store and kill that guy. There was the dream at the start. There was still things peppered throughout to keep him in the mix while they were building up the character and setting out the storyline. So it was perfectly paced in that sense as well. And at 2 hours and 20 minutes, I didn't feel like this was any longer than the original, which to me says that this was much better than the original, because the original seemed to drag in places for me, and this seemed to pass a lot quicker for me, even though it was almost an hour longer. But yeah, final summary, I can completely see why Art the Clown has become a modern horror icon to the underground horror community. It's a very distinct, memorable character with a lot of quite unique personality traits. You know, his bin bag full of weapons and his black and white appearance, which as I mentioned in my Terrifier reaction is perfect, because then when the blood goes on him it stands out, to his constant smiling, to the mime mimic qualities he has. There's been a lot of short films over the last decade using the mime mimic formula, so he is like the culmination of this modern idea of a horror mime mimic sort of clown character. And just much credit to the director. I respect anybody that's working on their craft, building up their name and also improving on every outing, and this director is definitely doing that. As I said at the beginning of this review, every single aspect of this film was improved upon the original, and I'm sure his next one will be improved again upon this. And that's all you can ask for from someone who is literally doing this shit from the ground up and on limited budgets to boot. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anybody you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us in future. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.